President Donald Trump's news conference Wednesday about efforts to stem COVID-19, the coronavirus spreading around the world, quickly became focused on stopping the spread of blame to Donald Trump. As a result, the news conference meant to calm fears appeared to have precisely the opposite effect on jittery Wall Street markets and other yardsticks. Asked about the drop in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which already had fallen almost 2,000 points on Monday and Tuesday, the president chose to pin blame on, wait for it, Democrats. The markets had been spooked, he said, by the possibility of Bernie Sanders or one of the other Democratic candidates becoming the next president. I think the financial markets are very upset when they look at the Democrat candidates standing on that stage making fools out of themselves, and they say if we ever have a president like this, and there's always a possibility, it's an election, you know, who knows what happens, right? The president said. I think we are going to win. I think we are going to win by a lot, but when they look at the statements made by the people standing behind those podiums, I think that has a huge effect, yeah. That was quite a stretch, considering how the debate wasn't held until Tuesday evening, after the markets had fallen for 2 days. If Trump's rambling news conference had any impact, it appeared to be a negative one. The Dow continued its slide, heading toward its worst week since the Wall Street meltdown in October 2008. I could not help but be reminded of how Trump responded in October 2014 when the Ebola outbreak in Africa threatened to spread overseas during Barack Obama's second term. Then still a New York real estate developer and reality TV star, apparently hurt by the ridicule Obama had heaped on him before an audience of Washington elite at the annual White House Correspondents Association dinner, Trump tweeted the following. Ebola patient will be brought to the U.S. in a few days, now I know for sure that our leaders are incompetent. Keep them out of here. When the Ebola panic was growing as cases spread in West Africa, Trump called on Obama to cancel flights coming out of the region. I am starting to think that there is something seriously wrong with President Obama's mental health, Trump tweeted in 2014. Why won't he stop the flights? Psycho. Trump fired off dozens of Ebola-related tweets like an impatient backseat driver second-guessing the crisis, even though the Obama administration's response proved to be effective in containing the spread of the disease into this country. Yet Trump's heckling gave us an early look at Trumpian presidential campaign themes and tactics to come. Among them, when in doubt, attack, attack, attack. When attacked, deflect, deflect, deflect. And, we can add, look for conspiracies, and if you can't find one, make it up. Rush Limbaugh, the recent recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, returned that favor on his radio show with this dubious plot. It looks like the coronavirus is being weaponized as yet another element to bring down Donald Trump. Now, I want to tell you the truth about the coronavirus. The coronavirus is the common cold, folks. No. To most victims, it begins with the symptoms of a common cold, but for the least fortunate victims it can be fatal. Yet faulty information is the price you pay when talk show hosts pretend to be epidemiologists. It has been said that this is Trump's first crisis in his presidency not to be brought on by Trump. But much like his migrant crisis at the border or his controversial national security decisions, he sowed the seeds for this crisis years ago. The story of the Trump pandemic response actually began early in his administration when he began cutting funding for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, including major cuts in funds for global disease outbreaks and the National Security Council's section for global health security. Those cuts may well come back to haunt him, and the rest of us, with reductions in the resources needed to fight global pandemics. As one of the CDC's experts said about the coronavirus arriving in this country, it's not a question of if but when.